What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today, in the world of indie games, we'll be taking a first look at Broken Roads. This is a CRPG from Drop Bear Bytes that fancies being something like Wasteland or something like Fallout, but it takes place in Australia, like Mad Max. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the game here today in this first demo that they've put out and see if it's something you want to play for yourself. Taking a look down in the description, you'll find a link to the game. The demo is up right now. I don't know how long they're going to leave it up there. This is one of those games that has like a gazillion wish lists and everybody's like really excited about it. So I wouldn't, I'm not going to say that it is, but typically what I see working in the industry is that with really hotly awaited games like this, demos tend to be up for like small windows here and there. So if you're going to check it out, make sure that you check it out. But we're going to dive in for the next 30 minutes, do some first impressions, and see if the game is a whole lot of fun. All right? Down there in the description, you'll also find a link to my Twitch stream and my Discord, but that's about all I've got. Let's go ahead and start a new game and get this thing moving.
My nan called it the end of time. Dad called it a waste of good beer. Me, I called it another day in bloody paradise. It's been 100 years, more or less, since society had its last hurrah. We've rebuilt, sometimes better, sometimes worse, with nothing but hard yakka and the sweat off our backs. There's been bloodshed too, of course. People who will always be willing to kill for what they didn't earn. But that's not most of us. We're the farmers, the brewers, the protectors and the builders, the people who keep this great land connected one town at a time. So you survive. You make do. You live with tough choices and you don't look back. Because the next town is 200 kilometers away and mate, you passed the last refuge 3 days ago. There's no good or evil, no right or wrong. Only the path you choose to travel down these broken roads.
Alright, so welcome to the Steam demo of Broken Roads. Cool. Go ahead and, read that if you want to read that, but I'm going to get moving. We got to pick an origin for our character. We've got a hired gun, a survey. Oh, the hired gun's the only one that's available. Fair enough. I will be a hired gun then, since that is the one sandwich that's been placed in front of me. It looks like we've got what look like a number of different photos right here. I guess that's just you're picking what your character looks like. All right, fair enough. We'll go Splat. Perfect. And then an introduction to your moral compass. So apparently this game doesn't reduce things down to like a binary good and evil axis like Baldur's Gate would. It gives you sort of like this pie chart thing over here. And then like you occupy certain quadrants of it based on the decisions you decide to make while you're out in the wasteland. And it looks like as long as your little window has these little perks inside of it, I think you get like some kind of ability or something. That would make sense, is that you get some kind of bonus or ability depending on what quadrant you manage to land your little pie slice inside of. Alright, so we've got to do the Ultima thing, which is where we answer a bunch of questions and they mix some potions together and then we end up with our final character. You just picked up a job to escort a captured thief. You get to talking and he tells you the sad tale of how he came to be captured. Sounds like he wasn't really the guy and actually makes a pretty good case for his innocence. He begs you to free him. I mean, it says this is a nihilist decision. I don't think it really is, but either way, we took the job. Like, we're not the judge. We're not involved in, like, the legal branch of anything. We're basically the bailiff in the courtroom. Like, I don't know, the court will figure it out, man, or the council, or whoever's making the decision. They'll figure it out, make the same case to them that you made to me, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not in charge of anything. After a series of raids on caravans passing near your home, you put together a scouting party. You've caught a bandit leader and one of his raiders. The leader pleads for release, pledging to comply with your terms. Do you free him? No, we execute him on the spot. Not even gonna read the other options. A nearby townstead has a new chief, and he's starting to flex his muscles. He sends an envoy with a threat: pay tribute or suffer his wrath. He clearly has the military strength to back it up. Do you pay? I'll probably go utilitarian on this one. Like, I don't really respond super well to threats, so there's definitely like a part of me that wants to go Machiavellian or nihilist on it, and honestly, the Machiavellian option is... It's Machiavellian. It sounds Machiavellian to me. Like, they tend to underutilize the word Machiavellian in games to just mean, like, you're a schemer. This is like the full-service version of Machiavellianism right here. Let's go utilitarian, though, to see if we can negotiate with the guy. Alright, so a child in the village has started showing symptoms of plague. The town has chosen to quarantine him and his family, but you caught him sneaking out of the house to play with other kids. What now? Oh boy, that's a tough one, actually. I mean, the damage is already done, so part of me, like, really agrees with the nihilist take, which is just let him go with a warning. If we're infected, we're all infected now. Like, what is punishing a small kid gonna do at this point? The ship's already sailed, man. Like, I kind of agree with that one, but I'll go with utilitarian for now. You've been captured by people who have clearly gone mad, finding yourself in a pen with a dew farmer that you met before. A mercenary stripped of his weapons and a terrified young family. The captors assemble a massive pyre, indicating their intent for twisted sacrifice. Noticing a guard's distraction, you're certain you can escape on your own, but every person you bring with you increases the chances that you will be caught. Well, nihilist option it is. Splattercat's escaping. I don't know what's happened to the rest of y'all, but later. You discovered a cache of pre-apocalypse supplies in an abandoned farmhouse. You can't carry it all back on your own, so you enlist a few friends from town to help. When you return to the cache, you find a group of emaciated scavengers in the process of looting the place for themselves. Do you let them take the supplies? We'll split it. I'll split it with you. I mean, I'm down with splitting. Like, I'm fine with that. Utilitarian problem solving, I'm okay with. All right, let's go. So now we've gotten into the nitty-gritty of it. We've got to actually make our character and get this thing done. We have 10 points to fool around with, and it looks like we have 30 skills to fool around with. Let me play around with this stuff, but all the stats here, they all affect things like the amount of AP you'll have in combat, your accuracy with firearms, stuff like that. So let me go through, and I'm going to make an edit right here, and I'm going to get this knocked out. Okay, so I've decided to make my character just like a bone standard sort of gunslinger, since it said that was our background anyways. I put my points into agility and awareness, intelligence, and charisma so that I can do a little bit of talking, and then when it came to my skill points, I put everything into Deadeye, shooting mastery, and biology, actually, so that I could be a little bit of like a backline rifleman combat medic, I guess, that can run around healing people if I need to, since I'm already well away from the actual like scrum or throwdown that's happening in melee. Let's begin our journey. That was actually fairly in-depth character creation. I enjoyed it. Normally, I find things like asking a bunch of kind of Ultima-style questions to determine your character's starting stats. I usually skip that kind of stuff, but this time around, I feel like they actually put nuance into the questions where you could sort of see a world in which you would answer every way.
My name's Jake Anderson, and this here's Bally Hall.
Truth to tell, wasn't sure you'd make it. Between the wildlife and the attacks we've seen, thought you might have bit with some misadventures.
Right, so the job's simple and the pay's good. You'll ride along to Kokeby with a couple of my scouts as security for Cole, the engineer fixing our radio. At Kokeby, you'll be meeting Mick, the mayor of Brookton, and escorting them both back home.
It's an easy job, not expecting much trouble, but better safe than sorry, yeah? He doesn't wait for an answer. Let me introduce you around. Ella's over here. She's my second. She's my cousin, too. Her and her sister, Mad, who's keeping watch from the crow's nest. Don't get on their bad side.
New blood, eh, Jake?
Hired gun for the trip to Kokeby. I figured it couldn't hurt, the situation being what it is, eh? Gonna be with you, so maybe you can give the tour. Yeah, that'd be good. Cool. She looks at you almost as though she pities you. I'm sure your sparking personality is going to shine through and you'll win a place in his heart in no time, Ella. That's me, noted heartbreaker and charmer. She's so deadpan that she almost seems serious. You fancy seeing the place? Meet the colorful locals? Yeah, sure, let's go. Alright, so you met the boss. That leaves Jonesy, Dreamer, and Mad. May as well say hi to Cole, too, seeing as you're going to be the one escorting him. Alright, so there's my party. They finally cut us loose, and if you've ever played anything like Baldur's Gate, this is immediately gonna make sense. Actually, it feels more like Wasteland to me, but, you know, if you've played Wasteland 2 or beyond, this is effectively what you're getting set in Australia. But they did get the color tones. I mean, I've never been to Australia, so I assume they got the color tones right. I almost said, they got the color tones right, it feels like Australia, but then I realized I've never been to Australia. Really never been anywhere, so, like, maybe I should just, like, shut. Ah, it's a snake. You can't, dude, I'm from Rattlesnake Central. You can't make rattlesnake noises at me and expect me not to flinch, man.
Fresh meat? For dinner? You know I gave up human flesh, Ella. Oh, I'm Mishti. They call me Dreamer.
You used to eat people? Just pulling your leg, mate, never eaten human flesh yet. Okay. So, good to meet you? She feigns shock. Oh my, I haven't seen manners like that since I left Meriden. You're a beacon of civilization. Mate, it's a pleasure to meet you. Working with these Darrows all day is gonna be rough. Darrows? You chose to join the Scouts. You're as dirty as the rest of us now, City Slicker. It's clear she's got a soft spot for Dreamer.
Anyway, my job here, such as it is, consists of two main gigs. What I do best is convince people to save their bullets. I defuse fights, make sure people get along, keep their blood inside their skins. The other job? Cleaning up this mess.
Anything I can help with? Kind of you to ask, and I could use a hand, actually. Jake wanted you to get some time in at the firing range. Oh, cool, yeah, I could do that. Let's do it.
He was a bit of a legend in his own lunchbox. Now he's dead. Better to know up front if someone's aim is a bit shit. Corpses aren't so great at self-improvement.
Alright, so Jake wants you to get the gun hand warmed up. Then I need scrub cleared out of the paddock and a tub filled with water. Easy peasy. Alright. I think I can loot this thing right here. I can loot this thing right here. Apparently they've got Bally Hall supplies. Now I have Bally Hall supplies. They used to have supplies. Now they are Splattercat supplies. Because, you know, the spirit of Yoink is with me. Who's this guy?
Name's Jonesy, mate. Who are you?
Jake hired him to give us a hand on the way to Kokeby. Pretty new to the life. Got any tips? New gun for the good guys, huh? Glad to hear it. You ever used your weapon on a person before? Sure, loads of times. And why does Ella think I could teach anything to a hardened killer like you? Maybe it'll be helpful, though.
So, my advice is this. Time comes to throw down, don't blink. None of the Darrows out in the bushwood, it's them or you. I made the mistake of trying to be kind once.
He pulls down the top of his shirt to show you a nasty scar running across his chest, and that's how she repaid me. When they've sunk that low, only help is hot lead. Alright. I don't like either of those. I think I'm solid. It seems like a good cure for just about anybody. You're gonna do fine out here, kid. Hate to ruin this heady discussion, but, I'm supposed to keep squiring this kid around. You and Jake are headed back to Brookton after Alderside, yeah? Gonna swing by and see the old man. Gotta update him on the kill count. I like this option right here because it's so, like, petty and just, like, dismissive. Kill count? Sure, if that's your thing. I don't really keep track.
It's not just about the killing, mind you. Though just between you and me, fuck the raiders, rustlers, and other assholes shitting up the place. Let them piss in their boots when they hear my name.
Don't let him fool you. Under that bloodthirsty exterior lurks, well, the heart of a killer. But under that, not a bad guy. Not if he's on your side. Well, unless you're a farmer. Then you should lock up your wife and daughters, livestock too.
Ah, you know me so well, Ellie. Except the livestock thing. No one can prove that.
Watch out for her. She's secretly not always mean. Alright, so I'm made of mean. Anyways, we gotta get moving. Mishti said I gotta shoot something. Let's get on with it and show me what you've got. Alright, so let's get a look at this combat system. I've got a comically tiny little gun. There's a bunch of targets here. Let's get after it. Apparently, I've got a really good shot on that one right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Oh, I've only got 4 AP. I thought I have way more AP than that. I was wrong. I don't think the target dummies are actually going to do anything to fight with me, but it looks like we do have movement and we do have shooting divided up into like 2 separate categories, which is good. I like it when games split it up like that. Ooh, and fire around right there. Kill that one off. Oh, can I knife a guy, though? On second thought, I don't feel like I'm very good at knife fighting, so maybe I shouldn't knife fight a guy. Can I shoot this guy now? 40% chance to hit, 63% chance to hit. Why is that one so low, I wonder? It's got to be the angle, right? Let's play with it. It is the angle, so that must have been obstructed somehow. There must have been something in the way. And then for this last mannequin over here, I think I'm going to have to reload before we can drop him. Yep, I was going to say, we've got, like, just enough to do, like, one shy of killing the damn thing. So, unfortunately, the horseshoes and hand grenades principle does not apply here. Not bad. Good to have you on board. All right, so we did that. We did a little target practice with Jonesy, and now we got to go, like, fill up a water barrel or something. I don't know. I'm going to go look around. I think the other job that we needed to do was clear the scrub out of the camel pen.
Scrub look like it's invading the camel's enclosure and they're having trouble resting without getting pricked. It wouldn't take you long to clear it out.
All right. Yeah, dude. I could clear out some prick bushes.
A few minutes and the paddock is cleared. The scouts will no doubt be happy with your handiwork.
I like that they kind of went with like an old guy for the narrator. Like, I feel like they went with a non-traditional narration sounding voice with like a different sort of timbre to it. And I think it's going to work out. Like, I think it's going to make the game stand out versus all the games that kind of go with sort of like, I guess, a Wayne June type. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with a Wayne June type. That's just become kind of like the de facto kind of voice that people go for narrators now, is like with that deep, bassy diction, you know what I mean? I like this guy, actually, though. It sounds good.
There's only a small amount of grimy water left in the tub. Those camels are going to need something to drink, and soon.
I have watered the camels.
Providing clean drinking water for those noble beasts. You're already a hero.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I've met camels before. Camels are a lot of things, but noble beasts, not quite so sure they qualify. Capricious, absolutely. Angry, prideful. There's a lot of attributes to the old camel that I think stand out. But noble, she gestures to the roof of the hall. Look up there in the crow's nest. That's my sister Madge. She'll be staying behind when the rest of us range out on our jobs later.
New hired gun. Going to be coming with Mishti and me to Kokeby.
The woman in the watchtower wears drab brown clothes, loose and comfortable. Her face is hard, her build muscular. She looks like she wrestles roos for fun. She scowls down from the makeshift turret. You babysitting Ella, or is she sitting you? I'll keep an eye on her. Well, do a better job than the last one. She snorts, like I'm the one who needs a sitter. Wasn't that long ago I was changing your nappies. You ready to move on, meet the others? Before you go, new kid, I need you to make sure the perimeter's secure before you all head out. Don't want any unpleasant surprises. What do you want? Not gonna run your mouth then? Alright, we'll get along. She chews her lip, studying the fence and points. Walk a circle around the outside of the fence. Check it for holes. If a dingo can fit on through, call it out. We'll patch it up. No need for you to get your hands dirty. Just need your eyes. Okay. I need to report back that I did all the camel stuff with this lady. I did it all.
Bloody fantastic. Great work, mate. I definitely owe you one. Remind me at the pub later on, would ya? Here you go. Oh, you've saved me a ton of trouble. Anything else today?
No, I think that's it. I gotta go walk around a fence real fast. Apparently, I'm the neighborhood gopher since I'm the new guy. Oh, found something over here. Hold up. She stops and motions at a section of fence, a small patch of dirt next to a hole. Looks like somebody's trying to dig their way in. What do you think it is? Dingoes, little bastards have been trying to dig their way in since Mishti turned the place into a chook farm. Anyways, she'll have to get that. I don't know what a chook is. That sounds like a swear word. Like, I feel like I lose my job and my entire career if I call somebody one. You know what I mean? It's got like that hard consonant feeling to it. You notice a piece of corrugated iron board coming loose. Found something. What? Loose spot. She takes a closer look. Nice find. New bolt or two's what she needs. This thing's been patched up since before times, I reckon. Maybe not even a single piece of the original wall still here. Wall remains, though. Let's keep moving. Hey, got something. Got another spot right here. Small hole in the fence. Bloody thing's falling apart. Mishti, you hear me? Tell Matt she's got a proper patch-up job to do out here, would you? She's gonna love it. I reckon it's enough to keep Mad off her ass while we're away. Good work. Oi, Mad, 3 jobs down here. Should keep you from falling asleep while we're gone. She snarls something unintelligible and turns away. Well, your eyes work and you follow instructions. So far, so good. Let's check back with the others. Cole's got to be done by now. All right, so Cole, a.k.a. the Colbert, a.k.a. the Colson, is over here. We got to go talk to him, and then we'll get out of here. All right, let's hit the road. He looks up from his work.
We'll have plenty of time to chat on the way to Kokeby.
Heard you having your chin wags with everyone. How you finding Ella? She's rough round the edges, but then we all are. It's why I like to have her squire people around. Anyway, what'd you think of the place?
I mean, you know, good sight lines. Yeah, we've done some work clearing trees. Had a nasty scare years back. Some refos from up north of Perth came looking for an easy target. Decided we looked it. Hit on the old tree line, and if Mad, only knee-high to a grasshopper at the time, hadn't raised the alarm, they might have had us. As it was, took everything we had to hold them off, and ever since then, we've trimmed back the trees.
Anyway, if you're done with that, time to get Cole up to Kokeby. Like I said before, should be safe and easy. Once you get there, meet up with Mick. He can be a real charmer, or he can be a right bastard. He's a hard man, so it's best not to bullshit him. He's Jonesy's adopted dad, if that gives you any idea what he's like.
You're going to be going with him back to Brookton. Jonesy and me will meet you there once we've finished up in Alderside. Anything else you need from Bally? No, let's get out of here, man. Let's go. And just like that, we're on the road.
You're not even an hour away from Bally Hall when you spot a makeshift cart on the road. A man lies motionless on the ground. A sobbing woman cradles his body.
Ella, you see this?
See it.
She mutters and tightens her grip on her weapon, scanning for targets.
The young man sitting off the side of the road is rocking back and forth, a pistol held, unheeded, in one hand. Neither he or his mum appeared to notice you, lost in their own personal tragedy.
Things could get dicey. Hang back while we check this out.
You got it, boss.
The emaciated woman is sobbing over the body of a man sprawled in the dirt, bright blood stains in his shirt and pools in the dust of the road. She doesn't look up as you approach, trapped in a world of pain. Apparently, I am incapable of acting as a humanist. What happened?
What are you even doing here? Why now? Why not before before?
I mean, how could we have known you were in trouble? You didn't shoot me already, so you're clearly not heartless, right? I've heard about you, the Pale Sisters. Why didn't you help us? What can we do? My son, he shot Greg. Then he took the gun, and he's a good boy, but I can't lose him, too. What's his name?
Will. Same as his granddad.
All right. She gives you a brief smile, but the pain in her eyes doesn't diminish. Right. We'll have a little chat with him then. All right, kid. Put the gun down.
Stay back. I've got a gun.
Mm-hmm. He points the pistol in your direction, a mop of dusty brown hair hanging down into his eyes. He shakes his head to clear his vision. He can't be more than 18 years old. Not really here to hurt you, man. Just take a deep breath. You don't understand. I could kill you too. I just killed somebody. Okay, so like, did he attack you? Who was that guy? You got it all wrong. I don't want to talk about it. Mishti takes a step in, hands up. Hey, let's just have a chat, okay? We've all done things we regret, right? One split decision. Seems like it's all over. It's not, though. You're still here, and that means you have a chance to make it right. You don't know what happened and what I did. He waves wildly with the pistol. Ella's expression doesn't change, but she widens her stance. I killed him, my own dad, because... You're not responsible for what your dad did, Will.
No, it wasn't like that. He asked me to. He said he was holding me and Mum back, but we'd never make it to Meriden at this rate, so he asked me to make sure she makes it. And I shouldn't even be alive.
Rush him? Uh-oh. Okay, apparently I'm not as good as I thought I was at this. Ella walks over and takes the pistol. You push him aside and stand. The back of his head is a red, bloody mess. Dreamer heads over to comfort the mother. We're taking his body to Mum or nah? No, just kind of like leave it where it is. I don't know. This is why can we just all have an agreement to not get involved in situations that happen on the side of the road? Just keep walking, man. Just keep walking. I'm from a big city. That's what you do. You keep walking. You don't get involved. When you get involved, bad things happen. You learn that at a very young age, that if you get involved with things that happen, bad things happen. You just got, it's like being on the subway or like being on BART. You stare at the floor and pretend like everybody else isn't there. She doesn't move but hangs her head defeated. She knows the what. All she's waiting for is the why. He killed himself? She stares up at you, then folds over onto her husband's stomach. I think we're done here.
That was really shit what you did back there. I could have talked him down. I know it. What's it gonna take for you to trust me?
Man, she was waving the gun around like a kid at Christmas. He was gonna hurt himself or one of us. This wouldn't have happened if Jake had been here. She rolls her eyes and groans. I know you think he walks on water, but Jake's not perfect. He'd have done the same as me, and besides, he's with Alana. Her face darkens and she pushes out of the way and keeps walking. Cole looks up from his tools. What did I miss? You know, just a whole bunch of dust, blood, slaughter, discord, people not getting along and being cranky. Just the normal things that tend to happen on any family road trip.
Welcome to Kokeby Waystation. Now we've got Cole here. All we need to do is wait for Mick to arrive and escort the two of them back to Brookton. He should be arriving any minute now. Any minute now?
I'm gonna go check the radio tower, catch up with Dustin. He's usually got modulators up the wazoo. I'll be down there if you need me.
There he goes. Never a dull moment with Cole around.
She doesn't quite smile, but her face takes on a softer edge. I'll introduce you to Tina. She runs the place. Good person to know if you're looking for work.
Tiny.
There's lots of people to talk to here. Lots of people to interact with. It cameraed on her, though, so I'm assuming this is who I'm supposed to talk to.
Kokeby, stranger.
The effervescent teenager in an outdated conductor's uniform salutes you neatly as you approach. Apollo's silver whistle hangs on a chain at her hip. Tina, good day. We're just here to pick up some parts for the radio, then headed down to Brookton. This here's a hired gun. Just reckon we could use the extra hand. Ella, Mishti, it's a pleasure. Mick's not here yet, but you're just in time. I've got a little bit of a pest problem. I'm hoping you can see me clear. All right, tell me about the pest problem.
We hired a mercenary, Ian Mason, to help protect the town.
Ever since we hired him, he's been driving away business with his attitude. Problem is, he won't get lost, claims to have a contract. She gives him the finger and keeps it up lazily as he extends his arm to do the
I
same.
want you to convince him to move on. Go terrorize someone else. And to stop being such a fucking crybaby!
Wah, I'm a little girl and my big brother's not here.
Go sit on a rusty spike and rotate, you old filthy bastard. So yeah, I want him gone, thanks.
All right.
Looking forward to your problem-solving capacities.
Oh, my problem-solving capacity is about as wide as my trigger pull, so we'll see how this goes, but, like, I'm not gonna suffer any fools here. You know this guy's gonna... Bro, look at him. You know that guy's jumping in if we try to fight this guy. You could just tell he has hired goon written all over his face.
I'm busy. What do you want, kid? Looking for a real man to show you how to use a gun?
It's time for you to move on. I don't care what she wants. She hired me and I've kept my end of the bargain protecting Kokeby. It's gonna take more than you and your 2 little nursemaids to change my mind. Look, man, I don't want to die for these people and I don't want to kill you either. Just walk away. Yeah, think you can take me, do you? I have a contract. A merc's word is his worth. I go back on that, I never work again. I'm definitely not giving him $100. What's it gonna cost for you to disappear? Look, the only way I'm leaving is if you pay out the contract. $50 cash or that gun of yours. What'll it be? So, like, normally I would try to talk my way through this, but in this given situation, we've had like 40 combatless minutes, and so I'm going to let my bloodlust take over for a second, and we're just gonna get after this guy. That's it. Like, he's getting got. Like, there is no other replacement here. We're being shot at. Oh, he's being vigilant. Never mind. Maybe break out the knife? We're kind of like close quarters right now, and he's got a shotgun. So I'm sort of okay. Oh my god, he's like reactive firing at me. Okay, that was horrifying. You get behind him with the knife. I mean, we got him. That's something. Maybe go get behind cover real fast just in case bad things happen. I'd probably swap to a pistol since I'm point blank right now. I mean, we got him. I'm gonna reload and get behind something. It feels smart to get behind something. Sorry, knife-waving lunatic, you're on your own. Good luck. You're out of cover. Hopefully that works out for you. I don't know. I mean, it was only 6 damage. How big of a bullet could it actually be if it only did 6 damage? Can't be that terrible, right? I mean, it's your turn again. So we swap weapons. We can bust a shot at that guy for 3 AP, or we can go straight Deadeye mode. But I think I need the full 5 AP to do Deadeye mode, I think, is what it looks like to me anyways. Yeah, it's 5 AP to line that. We do have a hand grenade. That's pretty awesome. Part of me is tempted to use a hand grenade on somebody. 45 versus 65. I guess take the 65. What are you going to do? Next round, we'll do the aim shot. With you, we probably still want the Deadeye shot. 12% from there, really. Surprising. I guess get closer? Yeah, just put the piece up against his head, I guess. I mean, you hit it. I don't know what the blue meter is, if that's like morale or something. What is the blue meter? So I got a 96 from right here. Oh, give him the gat, bro. I like how it's snappy. Like, so you don't click and then, like, wait for an animation to happen. It actually fires at the rate that you're clicking if you've got a semi-auto weapon. Like, the game doesn't have, like, a hitch or, like, a load or, like, a wait in between shots for, like, the animation to conclude. It makes it feel a little bit more tactile to me, personally. Watch out, he's got a knife. It's okay, we didn't get gigged. We're all right. %40 shot right there. That feels very unlikely to me. 42% shot. Do the 68 and maiminate him. There we go. Somebody's got to land that 51%. I didn't know who it was going to be, but somebody was going to land it. Oh, was I just protected by angel wings from getting shot in the wang, dude? Hell yeah. I love it when the angels protect my unit. Really? You missed 2 80-somethings in a row. All right. Fair. Desire Engine is in full action right now. I hope none of these guys have grenades. That would be an unfortunate situation. I'm trying to figure out why accuracy's so low on all these guys. Like, that's what I'm trying to... Is it like... I gotta figure out how the cover system works. I mean, you got him with that one. You got him with nice little grays. Bro, if you miss one more... You know what? Just walk up and touch him with... Let the gun touch him. I want to see gun barrel touch fabric at this point because you have just utterly disappointed me. He had it coming. One less asshole in the wasteland's a good day's work. She looks at Mishti with a raised eyebrow and says nothing. Can I loot him, though? That's the question that I have. So we've got like a little hunting rifle over here, a little wildfire grenade. Somehow I feel like coming from the land of forest fires that throwing a grenade that starts a fire in a post-apocalyptic world where we have no methodology to stop said brush fire, probably not the best, most advisable course of action, but still nonetheless pretty terrifying. We've got a knife and some other stuff over there. You got any vendors or anything that I can sell these? I've got some. You guys want to buy some stuff? Welcome to Kokeby. Let me see what you've got. So we like barter out here. Would you like this knife? It's a $55 knife. It looks like they fill in the opposite with cash though if they've got it. So can I like make that a deal and just get paid in cash? Does she have like infinite vendor money? I think she has infinite vendor money, dude. This game is like a dream come true. I don't like it in video games when like vendors have like a limited amount of money. Like I know that in real life there's a limit on the amount of money that people have. Believe me, I'm well aware. But like in video, this is video games though. This the video game. Oh yeah, do I get paid for this job? I just killed 3 people. Normally that deserves at least an attaboy.
What can I do for you?
I got rid of your merc. Yeah, I saw. I hope he didn't have any friends that'll come looking for him. I mean, I doubt it. He was the end-all, be-all of assholes, but like, you know, dags clumped together. Guess I just hope you'll be here if the mates come along, too. Still, you did what I asked, and that counts for a lot. And I don't have to listen to him snoring through Midnight Watch anymore. She lets out a sigh. The tension drains from her body. Finally, I feel like this place is on the up and up. Thanks again, friend. Shake hand. Here's to the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Okay, but let's talk about what happened to my left hand and my right knee while I was shaking hands right there, though. We had like a little bit of like a Elvis Presley, like Eddie Cochran thing going on right there. So you know when Mick's gonna be here? You're new here, huh? Mick's a force in nature like a cyclone. When he's here, you'll know. Or you'll know, all right. Don't forget he's the one paying us today. Come on, what's life without a little bit of fun at your employer's expense? You got anything in stock? Ropes. Ropes and kangaroo meat. Fair. What does kangaroo taste like? I've never eaten a kangaroo.
Hello there, Tina.
Oh, something's happening.
Day is long, as always.
We would have been here sooner, but, well, let's just say it's been an eventful day.
Certainly has. Had some excitement in the morning. Had to deal with some diplomacy after that. Not a bad day's work if I say so myself. I suppose introductions are in order. I'm Mick Jones and this is Jess Brown. Runs Brookton's barter crew and I'm needed elsewhere. So you're a new face in the crowd, huh? You into forging alliances or you want to rough it alone? Do you want my actual answer? The answer I think you want. He laughs loud and long. We meet some special ones out here when we leave home, huh, Jess? On that note, I think I'll go in and check on Frida. Pleasure to meet you. You're doing well if the scouts are pulling in recruits that already got the world figured out. Speaking of new recruits, young lady, you're looking well. I'm off to take a squiz at the goods. Gotta keep my hand in. Let me know when you're ready to head off to Brookton. No worries. We took care of Tina's pest problem, so we're free as. Scouts? Free? What do I pay you all that money for then? Gives you a jaunty salute. See you shortly. Must be our lucky day. We got old Charmer Mick. On the bad days, it's the old bastard.
Let's finish up and get on the road.
Well, this so far has been about an hour of broken roads. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely got like that wasteland feeling to it. And it's got its own tone. It's got its own vibe. Based on the setting and sort of like the tone and the culture of the place that it comes from. And so it'll be nice to get post-apocalypses spread out into a different location. I'm trying to tell you, man, I've been waiting a lot. Like post-apocalypses, they're always like in very, very standard places. New York City, you know, London, so on and so forth. I've been waiting for post-apocalypses like, you know, in like Seoul or like in Tokyo or, you know, like in Mexico City or something like a different place, you know what I mean? And this seems to be fitting the bill, at least being in Australia. So check it on out. The demo is open. I'm going to stop playing here so that there's still something left of the imagination that you can play if you decide to go get the demo for free right now. But it's time for me to go. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were fooling around with Broken Roads, which is a hotly awaited new CRPG title. We will be back with something else tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me, and that's about all I got for you. Bye, folks.